You have secured All India rank 13.
I would not consider that a serious attempt. I think there are 4-5 things I did that have worked in my favor.
आपका why क्या था?
See, revision inevitably becomes boring. When I checked my name, so first is I wrote in simple language. I did not go after any flowery language, and I wrote in complete sentences.
Why sociology?
I was following the method of writing answers under 3 hours.
What were your thoughts behind going away from social media?
People from any background can pursue this.
How does it keeps you away from the distractions?
Give yourself 2 or 3 best shots so that you have a greater chance of succeeding.
You have chosen IFS.
Starting with LevelUp, we have Nishat sir for sociology. Santosh sir also guided me for the interview process.
What was the reaction? And आपने सोचा था?
I did not follow the practice of writing daily answers.
Why IFS?
I would be able to find my name on the first page.
Hello everyone, welcome to UPSC podcast. Today's podcast is going to be very exciting because I have Ananya Sharma with me. She's All India rank 13. She cleared this exam in her third attempt. In her 2 attempts, she couldn't clear prelims, but in the third attempt, she wrote mains for the very first time. She appeared in the personality test for the very first time and she scored 206. A student of economics who chose sociology as an optional subject, and she scored 301 in sociology, right? So without wasting much time, let's start this conversation with Ananya. Hi, first of all, congratulations, Ananya.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you for having me and thank you for your warm compliment.
So Ananya, I would like to start with this question. Please tell us something about yourself.
Hi everyone, I am Ananya Sharma. I have secured All India rank 13th in the Civil Services examination this year. As for my schooling, I completed my schooling from 2 schools basically, the Punjab Public School Nabha and the Daily College Indore. I was a student of humanities and post that I pursued economics honours from Hindu College. Before qualifying the civil services, I was also All India rank 5 in the Combined Defence Services 1 examination in 2024. And I hail from Indore, Madhya Pradesh.
We are so glad that you have secured All India rank 13, a sociology student, but a student of economics who studied economics in a bachelor's and then you chose sociology. My first question would be, why sociology?
So while I was in college, since my subject was economics honors, so we studied different branches of economics. And this was during COVID, the lockdown period. So I just thought I needed another subject that will keep me engrossed. And when I came across sociology, I saw the syllabus and there's this particular portion called political economy we study in economics. So that's basically capitalism and the theories of Karl Marx. We study most of its economic aspect, but it has an overlap with sociology. So I thought seeing that sociology would also potentially help me in GS1 society, some aspects in social governance, and also, you can use it in essay.
Right.
And seeing the variety of subject material that is available and the mentorship. So these few factors made me inclined towards sociology.
And when the results came, All India rank 13, what was the reaction? And आपने सोचा था, what came into your mind when you saw yourself, your name in the list?
So I think before, so there was a lot of speculation that the result is going to be announced very soon.
Yeah.
And it was during lunchtime. I was with my father and the result just came out. So I did a group call with my entire family. And when I checked my name, I just scrolled. I did not, type in the roll number because somewhere I had this confidence that I would be able to find my name on the first page.
Oh, nice.
So, and of course, this comes when you've put in a lot of hard work.
Right.
So there was that factor. And when I saw my name, suddenly it's too overwhelming. You have multiple feelings. You feel gratitude. Then there's a sense of relief that, you've accomplished what you set for, and happiness. So I don't think one word can describe that feeling. But what kind of person you are? Like, did you shout or were you crying when you saw your name? I think I didn't do neither because as soon as the result was out, the calls started flooding in. I'm getting video calls from my family members. Then my well-wishers. So I think it was later, after some time, that you can actually, come to the fact that you have cleared this exam and you've gotten this result. But definitely, it's a surge of happiness you feel.
Right. And what was the biggest relief?
Biggest relief would not be appearing for prelims the next time, for sure.
Right. For beginning with UPSC, why the UPSC? Why you chose to appear for this exam, which is very competitive, which requires lots and lots of hard work. Luck factor is also there. So, आपका why क्या था?
So why शुरू होता है from school. So basically, I am quite fortunate to have studied in schools that have a very good alumni base. So while I was studying in the Punjab Public School, Nabha, our school alumni, General Bikram Singh, he was the chief guest. And I
Okay.
was in 8th class, and when he came, it was almost like the entire atmosphere of the school had changed because he's such a great personality and his
Absolutely.
stature. So I just thought, public services is something that I can think upon. Then I was also fortunate to meet Mr. Amitabh Kant, who was the G20 Sherpa. And I thought that the administrative services or administration in general
Mm-hmm.
is somewhere where my personality also aligns based on my background in debating and my interest in immersing in other cultures. And you can also serve the public, you can be a direct interface. So I feel these factors converged, and I thought I should give this exam a try. As far as the luck factor is concerned, I do believe that there are things that are beyond your control. But I have at least that 80% where I can put in my effort in the right direction, which will at least, give me some edge. So I think the harder you work in the right direction, the luckier you get.
Right. Absolutely. Well said. So, if we talk about the service, you have chosen IFS, Indian Foreign Service. Then, while the other people, they mostly prefer IAS, Indian Administrative Service. Why IFS?
So I think since my name stands for unique, my choice is also unique in that sense.
Okay.
Why IFS particularly? I believe that I have an interest in international relations and diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
And given the exposure I have had, be it in the form of, cultural exchanges or interacting with people, MUN debating, round square conferences, I felt that this aligned better with my personality. And while all services have their own domains and they are essential in their own
Of
way,
course.
but I felt that in the long term, I see myself here.
Nice. We would also love to see you in the long form. Like you're sitting in the United Nations, you're serving the country in different countries. So yes, we would love to see that as well. Now, if you talk about your preparation, you couldn't clear prelims in the first two attempts. What was the thing which was lacking in your preparation at that time, which you've changed in the third attempt?
So for prelims, my first attempt in 2023, I would not consider that a serious attempt because I had not covered the basic sources that needed to be covered.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, the prelims is testing your objective skills. So you need to be well versed in that. And I feel since I'm a student of humanities, I did not need to appear for any competitive exam which tests your MCQ aptitude.
Right.
So that was a stumbling block for me. My next two attempts, I would consider them serious attempts. I did try to cover the basic, but there was some gap. I think it's also the baggage we carry when we can't clear the first prelims. So in 2024, probably I was some bit hesitant that will I clear prelims or not. But then in 2024, I was able to clear CDS.
Okay.
And I secured All India rank 5 in that. I also have the highest written marks in CDS for that year. So
Oh,
I think going through that process, that gave me a huge confidence boost.
of course.
And this I've come to realize that prelims is 60% knowledge, but it's also 40% confidence. So until and unless you don't apply your knowledge with confidence, because ultimately you have to also have a risk appetite. You don't know all the answers, but you need to make certain logical deductions. So I just felt that everything worked out after I gained that confidence, applied with sufficient knowledge.
Right. And where was sociology standing in all these three attempts of yours when you actually started preparing for it, your optional?
So, um, again, in the first attempt, I was not completely ready with sociology. In the second attempt, I had started, but there was this inertia about, answer writing. So I felt I had not written any full length tests or any sectional test for that matter for sociology. But then after 2024 prelims, I was quite determined that I need to get on the right track because I did a deep self introspection that have I really covered the syllabus of optional and GS? Sorry, yeah, GS. So I just thought to myself, suppose I make it in this prelims and I have this window of 90 days. If given the chance, will I be able to convert my mains? And the answer was a stark no. So that is when I started to seriously prepare. And then through a combination of self-study and the crash course and test series, in this attempt, I was able to realize my goal.
Okay, so you started after 2024, after your 2024 attempt, actually
Like
prepared.
I had started in 2023, but again, it was not that serious.
Right.
Because
you were not writing the
yeah, answers were
full-length
not
tests
written.
also.
Yes.
So when you started, you took the crash course from Nishad sir. How that has helped you in the preparation?
So since I did self-study, so first of all, it was all based on my understanding and I had not written any prior tests. So this gives you a way of writing answers. And I really resonated with Nishad sir's strategy of writing in very simple words and identifying the demand of the question. Because as a newbie, if you look at toppers' answers, you might get overwhelmed with the amount of content they've written,
Actually,
the
right, yeah.
thinkers they write, and you might feel an internal compulsion to replicate the same. But since I joined the crash course, I felt I was able to plug in whatever gaps I had in my preparation. And with the feedback that I was getting on my answers in the test series, I felt I was in the right direction. So it gave me a sense of reassurance and it boosted my confidence.
So were you in conversation with Nishad sir during the test series and that? Were you
Not at
talking?
that point,
Okay.
but I was attending the classes and we used to have doubt sessions.
Okay.
So you can always clarify your doubts then.
Yeah, I got to know that you've scored 157 in your paper one. It's such a good score, and I think your overall score is also one of the highest scores in sociology.
Yes.
So how, like 157, what was the strategy for paper one?
So the strategy for both papers actually is pretty common.
Okay.
So firstly, I had categorized questions into different types and I had arranged my notes in such a way so that I do not need to run after material. So basically coming up with frameworks like what is the core demand of the concept, then what are its various dimensions, what is the viewpoint of any critique, then if there's some contemporary relevance to that question, because usually questions are asked around 5 to 6 blanks. I feel if you have covered that, at least 80% of your preparation is done.
Right.
And you should always be ready for that 10% uncertainty. And when you supplement this with writing tests, incorporating the feedback that has been given to you, if you feel you're going wrong, you can always consult a mentor. So I think these things help me.
And how often you used to write answers in sociology? Because as you also said that answer writing is an inertia that people need to go through that. So how often you were writing the answers and that?
So I think writing in general, whether be it in GS or sociology, they will complement each other. So I had written only the FLTs that I had written at LevelUp, along with previous year question papers, the complete 3-hour format for 2 to 3 years. So I did not follow the practice of writing daily answers that many people do, but I was following the method of writing answers under 3 hours.
Okay, so you were able to complete the paper in under 3 hours and you were doing this practice.
Yeah, it was a conscious effort. And
Okay.
so basically, for any paper, I did not used to give myself complete 3 hours. I used to give myself a limit of 2 hours 45 minutes or maximum 2 hours 50 minutes. So I think when you practice in this time-bound manner multiple times, you ultimately reach the answer writing speed that is required.
And if you talk about mentorship and the guidance that people take, sometimes an aspirant is very confused even when they're getting a guidance from some one person. They are confused. They have this FOMO कि इधर से भी कर लेते हैं, ये भी कर लेते हैं, ये भी कर लेते हैं. तो आपका क्या plan था? How were you preparing? Were you like, okay, like this, that, okay, I'm getting guidance from this person and I'll be following that consistently rather than just spreading myself in different spheres?
So I think firstly, when you prepare for this exam, you need to develop self-restraint
Hmm.
because there's a lot of information, but
Actually,
you have limited time and you need to maximize on the time. So even if I am purchasing any course or test series, that is an intentional action. So I am going through its content. I will go through what is the value I'm getting out of it. And if I have trusted something, that means that I would trust my own judgment in that sense.
Right. Mm-hmm.
One thing I feel is people fail to implement the feedback that is being given to them. So there are two components. Firstly, you need to go to the right person to ask any advice or feedback, and then it translates on you. How much can you implement it?
Right, right. And then are you satisfied with your choice of choosing Nishad sir's and Nishad sir's course?
I think the score speaks for itself, so I don't need to comment further.
How Nishad sir's teaching was different than the other teachers and the mentors, and how you found आपको कैसा लग रहा था उस टाइम पे कि निशाद सर का पढ़ाना का तरीका और समथिंग इज इट डिफरेंट और
So
व्हाट हैव यू नोटिस्ड?
मैंने और कहीं से फाउंडेशन कोर्स नहीं लिया था. So I had gone through some YouTube videos and then I came across Sir's video on sociological imagination. And I just felt that he has explained this concept so simply, connecting real life examples. And if with my answer writing abilities, I can translate this concept into words, I feel I will be able to score good. So I think his way of teaching, the simplicity in which he taught, that is what attracted me towards the course because you are already so overwhelmed with every syllabus point you have to complete, especially during the time from prelims to mains. So instead of running after material and living in FOMO, I thought I would try to simplify my process as much as possible.
Okay, well said. After spending 2-3 years with sociology now, has sociology made you see the world outside differently? कुछ फर्क आपको दिखा after studying the subject?
I feel yes, because what sociology does is it gives you a mirror, a new lens through which you can analyze the world. So it's not that a common person does not see the same thing, but you just get new words to classify that concept. So I think it broadens your perspective in that way. And it's a very interesting subject because what with society as a study material, it is so wide that it encompasses almost everything.
Right.
So there's not a single field you can, exclude from this, be it education, economy, polity. So I feel it's very practical in that sense. And one of the reasons for choosing sociology was also this, that both economics and sociology are sister disciplines. So while economics is giving me the theoretical framework, sociology is giving me the practical tools to actually implement those theoretical frameworks on ground. And I think as an administrator, that also strengthens your working style. That's my belief.
A great relationship has been established by you just now with economics and sociology, I believe, because people generally don't see these subjects like this. They think, okay, sociology is completely different and economics is completely different. But yes, there is this interlinkage is important in the subjects if you're studying them.
Definitely.
And what advice would you like to give to those who have just given prelims? And we all know prelims 2026, the whole people are talking about it. तो मेंस के लिए प्रिपेयर करने का अब समय काफ़ी कम रह जाएगा क्योंकि रिजल्ट का वेट सब कर ही रहे होंगे, रिजल्ट विल कम नाउ. What advice would you like to give to those who are now preparing for mains and sociology is their optional?
Okay, so I think हम दो categories में कर सकते हैं. For those who feel that they are very confidently making it, and for those who think they might sit for another attempt. So for those who are making it in this attempt, I would suggest not to waste any time. get right on track. Start with revising whatever you've read. If you can, please enroll in a test series because you need time-bound evaluation, and you also need to see where you are going right and, more importantly, where you're going wrong. So that is one point I would like to make. And please try to limit your resources and limit your information, because we fail to understand, or somewhere along this journey we fail to comprehend that whatever knowledge you have for any topic, that needs to be condensed into 250 words. So I would suggest that. And for those who are not making it, but if you are planning to take another attempt, I would suggest, as it is, you need to study. So instead of feeling bogged down by not making it, take a lesson from this and try to work harder next time, because this is one of my realizations, that this exam is not linear and it takes some years or some attempts to actually realize your goal.
Ananya, but if you see a copy, a test copy, 100 marks copy जिसने out of 250 100 marks score किए हैं, या फिर a copy that has scored good marks, उसमें क्या difference है उन दो copies में, and how do you see that? How a copy becomes a good copy, answer copy?
Okay, so there are a few components to it. First of all, are you writing what is demanded, or are you writing what you have replicated in your notes? So understanding what the question is actually asking. Second would be, are you covering the core components of that answer? Because for any topic, there needs to be some core components which the evaluator would like to see. And then also the priority. If you are putting the least important point at the first place and the most important at the last place, it will fetch you less marks.
Okay.
So that's the thing. And I also feel that answer writing is an iterative skill. You need to practice, and once you accumulate that skill along with your knowledge, only then will your answers become better. So for those who are scoring low, I think they can take the help of a mentor, because they might have the knowledge, but again, the mains is a place where it is not your knowledge that is rewarded, but how well you can translate your knowledge into an answer that answers all the subparts, and that is pleasing to the examiner.
राइट। आपको क्या लगता है आपका कॉपी डिफरेंट कैसे था, और आपका आंसर राइटिंग स्टाइल हाउ वाज इट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अदर्स?
For sociology.
Yes, for sociology.
So I think there are 4-5 things I did that have worked in my favor. So first is, I wrote in simple language. I did not go after any flowery language, and I wrote in complete sentences. So this might feel like something very common, but most
No,
people,
it's not.
okay.
Right.
So I think most people, they try to go, they do not follow this. So I
Right.
think the simplicity worked in my favor, because there's a difference when you're writing answer for GS and for optional. For optional, you want to focus more on the quality of the answer. In GS, you might focus a little bit more towards the quantity, that is the number of points. Second would be, I focused more on the concept rather than the thinker. So what happens is, in the name of value addition, people name drop a lot of thinkers.
Actually, they do, right.
But they don't realize that it is the concept that precedes the thinker. The thinker is important, absolutely. But until and unless you don't know the concept well, you are not conveying to the examiner that, yes, I know it, and I'm able to, apply that concept in different domains. The third point would be, I tried to create a lot of interlinkages across papers. So I was very comfortable using concepts of paper 1 and paper 2.
And how does it come, this interlinkage?
This is an exercise of revision and practice, and you have to take conscious effort to, actually
to develop
create the
that
interlinkages.
Okay.
Because it's very difficult to be taught in a class. Maybe the teacher can teach you 1 or 2 times, but then it is your prerogative.
Right.
And I think the last was that if you need to add some value to your answer, some value addition, you can always think of case studies, anecdotes, criticisms by different sociological thinkers. And one more point would be, I did not fixate myself by creating two artificial categorization between GS and sociology. So paper 2 in sociology, you can use a lot of content from GS,
Right.
especially in section C. So I use that very freely. So I think these are the things that worked in my favor.
So my next question would be, is sociology as an optional, is it for beginners, those who don't have any such background? Because sometimes they feel that, okay, I don't have the background of humanities, I may not be able to do this. Then what is your answer regarding?
I think since it's a non-technical optional, people from any background can pursue this. Because in the past, you'll see a lot of people from technical backgrounds have opted for this and they've scored well. And again, the core concept remains the same. So you just need to build a conceptual understanding. And since you actually see the concepts you study in reality, I feel it has a high relatability factor.
Right.
So I feel with practice and with conscious effort, sociology is not a difficult optional.
So now I'm going to ask you a different question. What are the 3 things that one should do if they have sociology as an optional? And what are the 3 things that they should avoid in sociology?
Okay. So 3 things that they should do.
Definitely should do.
Definitely should do. I think first would be, please create notes that are in a template that is friendly to PYQs. So PYQs there is a pattern to PYQs. And there's a high degree of repetition, at least for paper 1 and for some sections of paper 2. If you have your notes in place, you know that at least 80% of the demand can be met from that. So that's the first point. Second point would be, please prioritize the concept over the thinker. I think this cannot be reiterated more. Thirdly would be, do not fall in the inertia of not writing answers, because unless you don't start writing, you don't know from where to improve. So that gives you a benchmark. These will be the 3 things.
Do's.
Yeah, do's. So 3 don'ts. I'll try to answer this, but I feel somebody who has
Done it, they may feel demotivated.
No. I just feel that since I've written only one mains, somebody who's perhaps written multiple mains and has seen iterative improvement, they might be able to answer this better, because I don't have the context for that.
But still, you must have felt, okay, shouldn't be doing this. That maybe you committed some mistakes in the first 2 attempts of yours. As you said, you were not ready, really.
Yeah, so I think one advice would be to please be prepared with your optional till, I think, mid-February in the worst case. And by being prepared, I mean you should have done one revision of both papers before you shift for the prelims. Then another would be limiting your resources, not falling into FOMO. That's, I think, applicable across GS and sociology. I think that's
You
it.
only have 2 points.
Yeah.
Okay. What is that one advice of Nishad sir that was always in your mind when you were preparing during the 3rd attempt of yours?
Write like a first attempter.
Okay, he says like this.
Yeah, he says this. And one more thing, that notes is not demand. So basically, I feel we have a tendency of, writing our notes, whatever we've made, as it is. If we see any semblance of a keyword in the question, we feel that over familiarity or, excitement that this is something I've read, I know I have content, I'll just replicate that. But in that train of thought, we lose the essence of what the question is actually asking. So I think just having that framework in mind, that you have to write very simply, use keywords, explain the concept properly, use an example, and even the example should be well explained so that the examiner from reading can understand that this is a person who not just knows the concept superficially, but also has the ability to apply it in theory.
Right. So you also had a session with the students, Abhi.
Yes.
So what were the 2 questions which were coming frequently from the students? What kind of doubts they have?
In terms of doubts, it was, I think, regarding note making and
In sociology?
yeah, note making and revision technique.
Okay. So what advice would you like to give regarding note making to the aspirants who were not there in the session?
So again, as I said, for notes, since I had analyzed the PYQs, I had seen what pattern is being asked, what are the areas which have a higher frequency of being asked. For example, nowadays unit 1, 2 and 3, they have a higher chances of being asked as compared to unit 4 or 5. So I would invest my time properly, and I would make my notes in such a format that it is easier for me to understand and revise multiple times. And when it comes to revision techniques, I am not a person who makes short notes again and again. I feel I can invest that time in revising the concept more.
Right.
So I just used to refer to my base notes, and I used to have discussions with my father. He really helped me during the mains because we used to discuss questions. He used to give me his thoughts. And then another technique I followed was that I used to make voice memos. So basically, I had created a WhatsApp group of my own.
Okay.
And I just used to narrate whatever topic I've read, or suppose there's a question, dialectical materialism, or functional perspective of religion. I'll just narrate the main points, the keywords, and whatever the question is asking. If it's criticism, if it's comparison, similarities. And because we are sitting at the desk for too long, so whenever I used to take a break, I used to walk a little in my room. I used to hear the voice note. So it's a form of revision, and I tried to keep it interesting as far as possible in that way.
So I think you should see this, that somebody who has got All India rank 13, how they were studying पूरे time, I think दिमाग में यही रहता होगा how इस topic को कैसे interesting बनाना है या इस subject को कैसे interesting बनाना है, because you should have, I think, UPSC and the syllabus and the preparation in your mind for at least 1.5 years, right?
Yeah, because see, revision inevitably becomes boring. You have to do the
It
boring
does.
part also, but at the same time, you have to make it engaging. So find a way that works for you, be it discussing with friends, but then keep it time bound. So anything that works for you.
So you were off from social media as we were talking about it. How important is it for one, and how does it keeps you away from the distractions? What were your thoughts behind going away from social media?
So this was not particularly due to UPSC. I think I tried social media in college, but then I found that it drains a lot of time.
Okay.
So it was a conscious effort to, keep my attention at one place. And I would not say I was isolated from the outer world, because my close friends knew what I was doing. They were always a call away, and we used to have weekend calls. I used to, meet up with them whenever possible. So I did not feel the compulsion of using it. So it did not come from a sense of deprivation, but I just felt being okay without social media.
You were very
Yeah.
okay with the decision of yours.
Yeah.
So at the end, we are coming to the end of this conversation now. Whom would you like to say thank? Whom would you like to thank for this preparation of yours? Like पूरे time किसने आपका बहुत साथ दिया है? Your mentors, the family, who else?
A lot of people to express my gratitude to. I think first and foremost is going to be my family. They are the three pillars in my life. So my mother, father, and my brother, they have guided me throughout, and they have shown me confidence in those moments when I did not have it in myself. Then I have a lot of mentors. So starting with LevelUp, we have Nishat sir for sociology. Santosh sir also guided me for the interview process. So I have him to thank. I also have Neil sir, without whom I could not have cleared prelims. So, and I also have Naman sir, who helped me during the interview process. So a lot of people to thank.
So आप मिले सबसे?
सबसे नहीं, कोशिश चल रही है.
Okay, obviously you still have time, I think. You
Yeah.
can meet. Were you also enrolled in MMP here?
Yeah, I did enroll in MMP.
So did you how it helped you in the preparation?
So my purpose for enrolling in MMP was to save on time for revision, particularly for GS2 and GS3, because I felt I did not want to leave anything.
You've scored good marks in GS2 also.
Yeah,
right?
so I'd also like to thank Babu sir, because he taught in such a crisp and engaging way that you were able to actually internalize all the concepts. I had already studied them, but he gave very good examples, be it in polity and governance. And I really enjoyed watching his classes. So that also made the revision interesting. And for GS3, I feel it is such a vast syllabus
Actually.
that I just wanted this sense of comfort that I've covered everything. I haven't left anything. So Santosh sir's classes helped in that.
One more myth which is there, like you should come to Delhi to prepare for this exam. And with you, I just want to tell everyone that she prepared from her home itself, and she didn't come to Delhi for the preparation of a prelims exam, for the preparation of her optional exam. So, what would you like to say about this preparing from home?
I think it's very doable, especially with the resources that we have online now. If you find that you have a suitable environment at home, which I was privileged enough to have, and you can also find multiple online resources. So I didn't feel the need to come to Delhi for any particular resource, at least. So I feel it's quite doable.
So now, what advice would you like to give to all the aspirants who are preparing for this exam? कि कैसे इस एग्जाम को देखना चाहिए? Because some take it so seriously that they don't think there's something else in life also that they can do. They consider UPSC CSE as something which is actually their life. So what would you like to tell to all the aspirants, even those as well, to those?
So I think, first of all, it should be a conscious choice that you make to prepare for this exam. Give yourself 2 or 3 best shots so that you have a greater chance of succeeding. But I would also say be flexible if you have to switch your stream at any point of time. And I would also say that a lot of us come with the hopes of clearing this exam in the first attempt with our desired rank. But if you look at the UPSC annual report statistics, you will see that it peaks actually in the third and fourth attempt. So don't lose heart if you are unable to clear any one stage of the exam. So I would just say keep on conquering and try to build resilience and endurance if you want to stick in this exam.
If Ananya Sharma had a plan B, what it would have been?
Okay, so I have actually thought this through. If I had to take one more chance, I think I would sit in this attempt for sure. But at the same time, I would also apply for masters this year itself. I would also, I think, since my brother has a background in MBA, so I would also think of sitting for CAT. I would not just keep this my sole option. I think now it is time that I should also look for some other options. So I would be ready with that possibility.
So, Ananya, it was really wonderful talking to you. The answers and everything, it was so good. I just hope it helps the aspirants. And we are now closing this conversation. Thank you for coming. One thing that you would like to say about Level Up, how it has helped you overall, we would love to hear that.
I think since optional plays a very important role in your UPSC preparation, and seeing the marks that I've scored, I am very grateful to the guidance provided by Nishat sir and LevelUp IAS. I also found the team to be very receptive for any inquiries I had. So I'm grateful for that. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.